we're standing here in front of a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Mesa, Arizona, okay? We closed on it 2 days ago.
Right.
And it obviously, as you can tell, is completely jacked up, completely beat up. We're gonna spend probably 70 to 80 grand on the remodel. Hopefully we don't go over budget.
Right.
And we should stand to make a profit of roughly 100 grand, okay? So you wanna go check it out or what?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's rock and roll.
We could have wholesaled this house.
We could have.
But-
And probably made pretty good money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there were other investors that were looking at this house. Sounds like it from our contractor. He said that some people were here earlier. But we took it down ourselves because we saw the potential.
We should make quite a bit of money on it, and anytime we're looking at a deal, right? Obviously, we're one of the biggest wholesalers in the nation. We also run the #1 retail team in the state of Arizona, so we'll do $500 million in production per year, with the goal of doing $1 billion a year starting in 2025. We have 4 real main exit strategies, okay? One is we put it on the retail market, right? One of our agents, they'll list the property, and we're the team leaders, so we make money, right? The agent makes money, et cetera. 2, we wholesale it, make a profit. 3, we flip it, make a profit. And 4, we keep it as a rental.
That's right.
So anyways, we decided to flip it. Talk to me about the termites and everything. We were just getting walked through by our contractor. He was saying we got a bunch of termites in here.
Right. What the saving grace is that we can add another one of these bad boys, line it up, treat.
Yep.
And we don't have any termites inside of the house.
And he got up in the attic too, and he said there's nothing up there. So we'll treat the termites. We'll just add more 2x8s or 2x6s, I can't tell, on both sides here to make sure we have the extra support.
Right.
And we should be good. Right now we've got all of the old the metal duct working, okay, which you're gonna see in any home built probably from 1950 or 60 all the way to like 1990, right? And then what they started doing, obviously, as homes got newer, is they ran the ducting through the attic and it would come out of the ceiling. We got an AC quote. What did he just say?
8,900.
8,900.
For a 4-ton.
For a 4-ton, and that includes not only a brand new AC unit, but also ripping all the ducting out and then reducting the entire attic and dropping the ductwork through the ceiling.
For sure.
Which will gain you 1.5 feet of ceiling height. We're gonna rip this out. So all the way to here will get knocked out.
Right.
And it'll just go straight over there. So what are you thinking for kitchen layout?
I mean, we did say that we're gonna incorporate an island right here.
Yeah.
I think that the thought of having the sink in the island here would be better than having the range.
If this wall just keeps going, right? And this all gets knocked out and that gets knocked out, does your island go this way?
I don't know.
Because if your island goes this way, then this is your main wall for your appliances, all that stuff. You've seen in kitchens before where you walk through the laundry room and there's, maybe 4 or 5 feet, and then you run into the edge of your island.
Right.
Not the back of the island.
Right.
It's the edge of the island.
Yeah.
So you walk around, your bar stools would go here.
Right.
Your bar stools would be looking at the kitchen, but the person cooking in the kitchen would be able to see the TV in the living room.
Sure.
You're gonna find out that what we ended up doing here in just a couple of minutes. My thought, you do the sink in the island, stove up against the wall.
Right.
Maybe you do the stove like right here.
Right.
That way you can have a vent.
Exactly. And then we were thinking of having some cabinetry extend,
which would be cool.
to give it a little bit more space. And then what would happen is that we'd have probably this fireplace just lime washed, painted white, that whole bit, because it is so beautiful.
Okay, so thank God we came today when we did, because they were gonna demo that in like an hour.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, this living room space will be so nice. We'll have, they'll have the couch here, they'll put their TV here, they'll enjoy the fireplace. I mean, it's a great spot.
Yeah, from here-ish to there, we'll get knocked out. So you'll still have this, and then this. This is your dining room.
I think we just figured it out as we were talking about it.
I said, I don't want to start trenching concrete until we can look at a rendering, right? Of what it'll look like. So Eddie's gonna get working on putting a rendering together, and then we can actually move stuff around on the screen. So hopefully we can show that to you right here, what the rendering actually ended up looking like. Come in the front door, new front door probably.
Right.
Obviously we'll have a little coat closet. We'll do new doors on here. We'll make these look really good, obviously.
And thank God.
And then we'll have some extra storage right here.
Yep.
Okay, we've got obviously, this is gonna be basic.
Right.
Single vanity, toilet, we'll tile it, make it look good, right? The master's where I wanna focus our energy here. My thought is that we wall this off right here.
Yes.
Okay? This just becomes the toilet area.
Right.
This is a glass door.
Right.
Where you open it like this and you go in. Your faucet handle is on this wall right here.
Right.
So every window is gonna get replaced. We're gonna do dual pane, brand new windows. It'll look incredible.
Right.
Right? Obviously, we're gonna scrape the popcorn. You can see they already started.
Yes,
So
I can see that.
We'll scrape all the popcorn, make that look good. And then we're left with a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home.
Right.
Right? Okay, so break down the numbers for them.
We bought it for $245.
Yep.
We're thinking our budget is between 70 and 80 grand at the most, right?
Yep.
And what's the turnaround time going to be on this thing?
I think it'll be a bit of a longer project. I'm thinking that we will be on the market in 60 days.
Which is honestly not that bad.
Not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, not terrible.
On a property like this, what are our holding costs, you guesstimate?
We'll probably pay 10 grand in holding costs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we stand to make a profit of?
Well, if you take, we're gonna sell for $449.9, I think is where we're gonna list it at. So $449.9, we gotta pay the realtor, right? Now, obviously, we'll list it for free, or very minimal. We'll probably hook one of our agents up on our team.
Right.
But we're gonna pay the buyer's agent probably 2.5%. So what's 2.5% of 449? 449 times 2.5% is 11 grand.
Right.
So say like 438, right? Say we pay our agent like 3 grand just to help us out. Puts us at 435. We've got 10K in holding costs.
Right.
We've got, say we've got 5 grand in closing costs.
Yeah.
Puts us at 420. Let's say we don't go over budget. Okay, let us know if you think we can manage that.
Right.
Let's say we do this entire thing for 70 grand.
Right.
Minus our 245 number.
And we're at 105, guys.
We should make 105K profit, okay?
Yeah.
Give or take.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give you a quick update sneak peek. So we're about halfway through the project right now, okay? And it already looks totally different. Now here's what's really cool. We are only over 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks into the project, okay? And we're literally probably 50 to 60% done. We still have quite a bit of work to do on the exterior of the home, but the interior looks incredible, okay? So let's just check it out. We decided obviously to keep the fireplace, okay? We're gonna be doing a whitewash on the fireplace. We have a couple of bricks over here we're gonna have to repair. Already talked to our contractor. He's gonna be getting all that repaired, so not worried about that. That'll look really, really cool, but check this open area out. So obviously, as you know, we did not have power or water before. There was no island before. We'll show you that right now. So we ran power, we ran water. We're gonna be doing a really cool island. I'm actually meeting our contractor here tomorrow morning to talk about everything and the layout. We decided to go ahead and knock this entire wall down. If you remember, there was a wall here and a wall there. And we're gonna do the refrigerator right here. So stay to the end of the video to see how it turns out, which unfortunately made us to where we cannot do the barn door right here, okay? We're initially gonna do barn door because the fridge was gonna be over there. However, we went with the fridge here, and I hope it turns out good, okay? Let me know down below what you think. Before you get to the end of the video, like and comment down below. But by having the fridge right here, there will be a little bit more separation in the dining room area, okay? So obviously, if you fast forward the video a couple of minutes, you will get to see that. But I think ultimately it is going to turn out spectacular. Myself and Mojay obviously have been working on it. You'll see her in just a minute. She didn't want to be in this part of the video. Shame on her. Comment down below and tell her she needs to be in every gosh dang video. She makes them better, okay? So let her know. And then again, look at the ceilings, okay? We raised everything up. We got all the ducting out of there. Even in the hallway, we raised everything all the way up. We did all of the canned LED lighting, okay, which looks absolutely incredible. And I'm gonna give you a quick master update. We decided to do the toilet over here, okay? And then we basically decided to have the entrance to the shower right here. We're probably gonna have to move the water so that people don't have to walk all the way in and get wet. So stay to the end of the video to see if we pull that off, but I think we'll have to have the valve probably here or here, and we'll have a shower door, it'll open, you'll be able to walk in. I think it's gonna turn out really good. So like the video, and we'll see you in just a minute. All right, we're about to walk through Hillview, and we're about to be wrapped up with the project here, okay?
Yeah.
So what do you think, we're at like 90%?
90% for sure. We're gonna blue tape, orange tape today.
We're gonna do orange tape, okay, blue tape. Pretend the tape is blue.
Right.
We're about 80 grand or so into the project right now.
Yeah.
Which should get us all the way through. Like we prepaid for pretty much everything up until the remainder of the project. So there's still some items that have to get done, but we're gonna walk around and do a little bit of blue tape.
I love the kitchen.
The kitchen.
For anybody that's gonna be coming and cooking, entertaining, anything, families here, like I could see it all play out. This is gonna be a great house for someone that's wanting to entertain or has a family.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We did the subway tile.
Yep.
Which is
we
great.
decided to do that backsplash after the fact. We did the hood.
We did do the hood, yep.
And I think it really just elevates this whole place.
So we did counter depth, okay, on the refrigerator. When we did the whole built-in, you know, there's obviously a difference between counter depth and non-counter depth when you're looking at a refrigerator. Anytime you have kind of the full built-in, I always recommend you do counter depth because if you didn't do that, the fridge would probably stick out another half a foot, okay? Which would obviously make your walkway not ideal. So highly, highly recommend you do counter depth anytime you have a built-in. Huge pro tip when we're talking about flipping, okay? We did go a little bit higher end on the appliances here too. You know, obviously counter depth costs more money, right, than non-counter depth. And so we wanted to make it look good, but then also we did the see-through.
Which is super nice.
Which is really nice, yeah, especially in a $470,000 house in Mesa, Arizona, right? And then we went higher end on the stove, and then we obviously did the range to match, right?
Yep.
And then we accented the island, so it looks real good there. Now they are coming back to do the fireplace, okay? So we'll show you what that looks like after the fact. But when they demoed, they kind of jacked up the bricks. So he's got like a special guy that is gonna come fix all of that brick, make it look brand new. He's gonna texture it so it all kind of blends together very nicely. And then they're gonna whitewash it. I mean, we could have him like paint below the door.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, our blue tape is gonna blue tape the heck out of this.
Right. This situation. Look at this. This was like, what's happening here? They just ripped off a chunk of that. And
I told them yesterday not to do that. And then they did it anyways.
Right.
Oh, you can change the color right here.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that orange.
You like
Not
that?
No, God, no.
Which one do you want?
Maybe one tone down.
That
Maybe
one?
that one's a little bit better.
Anytime we do a flip, they put the mirror off center because what they end up doing, and I tell Eddie, our contractor, every single time, I'm like, don't do it this way. But they hang the mirror and the light before they put the vanity in. So then once they put the vanity in, it never lines up with the mirror and the light.
This should be fine, shouldn't it?
Yeah, these bedrooms, I mean, everything's brand new.
Yeah, these windows are nice.
Windows are amazing.
Right.
All new sliders.
Yep.
You know?
Room is nice and cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, everything looks good in here. What happens here? Look at this. We got these chunks.
Mm-hmm. So they'll fill that in.
We need to fill this in.
Mm-hmm. And I would also, give me a piece of tape and I'll throw a piece of tape up there.
Right, for that trim. Right.
So they originally put one mirror in here and I was like, dude, you gotta have two mirrors. They were gonna add another light fixture and he's like, hey, what if we just try doing a longer light fixture? So they ended up putting that light fixture in. It's honestly not terrible. If I wanted to delay the project again, what I would probably do is I'd have them raise these mirrors up by about 3 or 4 inches, okay? So the mirrors would probably come up to the top of that nozzle there. I'd have them raise the light up a little bit and then do 2 lights, 1 on each side. But again, if I tell them to do that right now, they're gonna have to, you know, obviously move that light over, add another light, patch the drywall, move the mirrors up, and that's gonna take 2 or 3 days to do. And that's 2 or 3 more days where we're making hard money payments. It's 2 or 3 more days where we're technically losing money, right? Anytime you're flipping, every day costs you money. What do you think overall of the bathroom?
I think it turned out great. If you guys remember what it looked like before, this is like insanely different. I mean, we really changed the layout in this bathroom.
We were initially going to do a door here, and then we ended up not doing a door.
And I'm so glad, because it feels like if we would have put another door here, we would have closed off this space even more. And there's something about kind of just having this open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These windows are great.
Yeah. I mean, with Arizona summer,
Brand new
and
windows.
the fact that there's nothing, you don't feel any heat.
None.
It's great.
And the AC is not on.
I mean, this is pretty much a brand new home for
It is.
anybody that buys it.
Yeah.
So did we go over budget on this one?
A little bit. You know, we're at about 80 grand. I think we said we were going to spend 60 to 80 grand. We're definitely at the top of our budget for sure. This is again a property that we bought for $245,000.
Yeah.
Right. And so we knew that we had room in this deal to go all in. You know, so you know, I think it's just a matter of looking at deal by deal. There's a lot of deals that we do where we do not go all out, right? Where we just, you know, stay at the bottom end because we don't have the room.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 flips that we're doing right now where we're going to break even and we might even lose a couple grand, right?
And
you know, again, it's 2 out of 20. So on 18 of them, we made money, right? And 2 of them we're not going to make money, you know? So it's just the reality of it. And on those 2, if we went back in time, we probably bought them too high.
Sure.
Right? It isn't that we necessarily went over budget. It's that we overpaid.
Yeah.
Right? So when we comped the deal, we overpaid for the deal, and there, you know, here we are, right? When they fabricated the countertop, they forgot to add a dishwasher, or not dishwasher, a garbage disposal button. So right now there's no way to turn the garbage disposal on, and basically he's like, hey, I can put a switch underneath, right, of the sink to turn your garbage disposal on, and I was like, no. Because a lot of people do that, right? Like if they forget to fabricate the countertop, they'll just add the switch down here, but then you have to open it and turn on your garbage disposal. I'm like, dude, just have your countertop guy come back out and just drill a hole in the quartz and just add the button, have it black, have it match. Honestly, it's just a bunch of final touches. So should we go show them the outside?
Yeah, let's do it.
Anytime we flip, I'm always like, what do you think the neighbors think? And then I'm like, oh, they're freaking, they love us.
They're fired up.
They're jacked out of their mind. We just added 50 grand of value to their house.
Sure.
You know?
We got new turf.
New turf, yep.
We got pavers.
New
we got
pavers.
some great, you know, desert landscape, rocks.
Yeah.
Rocks.
And that really is the cheapest way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like anytime we're flipping, we'll either just do all gravel or we'll do a little bit of synthetic turf just to kind of give it that pop. You know, anytime we take photos, the turf is going to make it pop.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And to do turf like this is a couple grand. And I think if they have a dog or something, it makes it really nice.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
as opposed to it just being complete gravel, right?
Yeah, and it gives them the flexibility to do what they want to.
Yeah.
So that's really nice. Brand new AC.
Brand new air conditioner.
Yeah.
And we also stuccoed the entire home. So if you guys remember, and I'll show you the front of the property too, but this is kind of where we went over budget a little bit. We decided just to go ahead and actually do that smooth stucco finish on the entire property. So I think it turned out really good. I'm glad that we did it. I think that, you know, this house is going to sell like that. Like, I mean, we're in a really good area right off the freeway. Remember, in real estate, location, 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 right? You've always got to make sure you're in a good location and you buy the deal at the right price. So being that we're in the location that we are and there's not a lot of other product on the market, I mean, like we have the best product like within a 2 or 3 mile radius of where we're at right now. And then when the curb appeal just looks incredible, right? When you're pulling up into the front of the property and you have that smooth stucco finish with the brand new fresh paint. We painted all the eaves of the entire house. So if you look at all the eaves around the whole house, they've all been painted black. So you have that kind of white and black finish. And I personally think it turned out great. The fact that we made it look like that is like unbelievable, right?
And it's interesting too, because like if you go and you do a little flash around this whole neighborhood, this really is the most beautiful house
Oh, for sure.
on the street.
Yeah, no question about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the top of the garage was all wood?
It was rough.
And it was like rough. The eaves looked like crap. There was like old gutters like falling off of the house. I mean, this house was rough, okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, again, you can make, like we're talking about, you know, 1,500 square foot house. We completely redid it. I mean, literally every window, every door, stucco, paint,
AC.
new AC, new kitchen. We moved the walls around. Do you remember the ducting?
Yeah, that was
in the
crazy.
hallway?
Yeah.
We removed all the ducting, had
And
them
raised.
reroute all the air conditioning vents to vent from the
Right.
ceiling instead of the hallway, right? For 80 grand. Okay, we are 100% complete with our flip at the Hillview property. We ended up going a little bit over budget, but we're gonna walk through and show you what the finished product actually looks like. And we'll talk about how much money we ended up spending and what our potential profit could be, okay? So we'll just start out real quick here in the kitchen. This is my favorite part of the entire flip. A couple of things that I want to point out, okay? You know, we ended up going with the hood. I think that was obviously a really nice touch. We ended up doing the subway tile backsplash, going all the way from the countertop all the way to the ceiling due to the fact that we did the hood. We went a little over budget on the appliances, so the stove, the hood, and the refrigerator, okay? This is a really nice refrigerator that we ended up going with. It is a counter depth refrigerator due to the fact that we put the fridge over here on this wall. And it's one of those see-through fridges, which is really cool. I think we ended up spending about $3,200 on the fridge, the stove, and the dishwasher, okay? So the fridge definitely costs a little bit more money than we would normally do in a flip. And the only other thing I wanted to point out in the kitchen real quick, as I'm sure you saw, is we ended up doing the blue accent with, you know, obviously the island compared to the white behind the island. So the kitchen turned out spectacular, okay? I'm very, very pleased with how the kitchen turned out. The fireplace actually turned out way better than I thought it would. So we've never done a whitewash fireplace where we ended up painting it white, and it turned out really, really good. Our contractor actually didn't even know how to do that. So he met some guy at Home Depot and they ended up making it look perfect. I don't know if you remember before, but this side of the fireplace was like all jacked up, and he ended up texturing it to the point where you can't even tell that there was ever a problem with the fireplace. So I'm very pleased with how that turned out. And I'm also really glad that we ended up doing the refrigerator here, and we ended up doing the built-in. I think the built-in gives kind of the dining room area a lot, you know, more enclosure, if you will. I think that this kind of gives it more separation between, you know, what somebody might use as a dining room compared to like the living room, okay? So overall, it turned out great. Removing the ducting and opening that up was a phenomenal decision. Very glad that we did that. The hallway feels significantly more open. So we've got obviously one bathroom here on our left. Turned out incredible. We've got a bedroom here, another bedroom, and then the master bedroom here at the end of the hall. And again, the master bedroom was one that we were obviously talking about the configuration in the beginning of the video. I think the way that we did it ended up turning out really, really good. We did the shower just like how we talked. I think it all turned out, you know, spectacular. Couple of minor changes that I probably would have made. I would have put the valve over here. We would have done the rain head, but again, we ran into a couple of hiccups during the construction. So we weren't able to actually do that. But you know, at the end of the day, I think it turned out really good. And we still ended up going over budget, okay? So no matter how many, you know, flips you end up doing every year, you know, we still have a tendency to go over budget. This, I think, turned out good. You know, again, in my perfect ideal world, I would have done another light fixture. I would raise the mirrors up maybe a little bit. There's a couple of things that I told my contractor that I would do differently, but we got to the end of the project. We're over on budget. We're over on time. And I'm like, look, let's just call it a day, okay? And we decided not to actually do anything else. So look, overall, I'm gonna have you follow me back to the kitchen and we'll break down the numbers. Okay, the front yard turned out spectacular in my opinion. The backyard turned out great. We had a couple of problems with the turf in the backyard. We were thinking the turf was gonna be bigger than it actually turned out to be. And then I think the stucco was a phenomenal touch. We had to stucco the house. If you remember what it looked like before, it looked terrible. So I'm really glad that we ended up doing the stucco on the exterior of the home. We just did gravel in the front and backyard, turned out really good. So we ended up coming in at just at $100,000 for the remodel, okay? So 100 grand is what we ended up actually spending on the remodel. And you know, I think at the beginning of the video, we talked about our budget being somewhere in the ballpark of 80 grand, if I remember correctly. But you know, we're definitely over budget. Now, we did acquire the project obviously at 245, like we talked. We're in for 100, okay? And then we have hard money and stuff like that. We are planning to list it on the market for $479,900, okay? So we do still stand to make a pretty healthy profit. I'll let you do the math. But you know, I think we'll probably make somewhere in the ballpark of 80 to 100 grand in profit, okay? That's after everything. It's after we pay our hard money. It's after we pay our realtor on the back end. It is after we pay for closing costs and everything that it'll take to get the property all the way to the finish line and get a happy buyer in here. So look, in a matter of what, 2 months, we ended up making, 80 to 100 grand. Not a bad flip at the end of the day. And remember, we got this flip from a real estate agent, right? And I see people all the time that are like, Austin, how do you find good deals, okay? An agent literally sent us the deal. So you can get phenomenal deals from real estate agents all the time, right? So I highly suggest if you're not working with agents, work with them, okay? They brought us the deal at 50% of ARV, right? 50% of after repair value, which in Arizona is a significant discount, okay? That is a really, really good deal, right? So I'll link everything down below. If you're interested in learning how we do what we do, definitely go, click one of the links down below. Would definitely love to help you. And if you are a real estate agent in the state of Arizona, definitely also let me know. We run the largest retail team in the state of Arizona, and appreciate you for watching the video. If you haven't already, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video. Comment down below, and we'll see you in a future video.